And here we have Sweaty Hands C once again wiping his disgusting sweaty hands on that sweat-soaked handkerchief. Gross. Anyway, this is Game 3, guys. This is the winner's match, if you can't tell already, and if you haven't paid attention to the first games. C is playing against Cal. Cal coming off a very impressive victory over Stork in a PvP that I never thought he could have possibly won from the position he was playing from. But some lucky, or not so lucky, but skillful Reva micro and very inventive play got him to break out of his contain and just take the match, even though he was so behind in terms of minerals and potential to expand that I was just blew my mind that he could get that far. Anyway, C, on the other hand, had just come off a victory after a proxy rush, cheesing Hero right out into the losers match real quick. It's not to say that he wouldn't have beat him otherwise, but it's hard to say who's going to win at this point if they should meet again, because we just didn't see how Hero was playing, and for that matter, we didn't really see how C was playing. It was Hero went the worst possible combination you can go against a proxy barracks rush. He decided to fast expand. That's right, fast expand against a proxy rush. How do you think that turned out? Well. But if you watched that video, you would already know that. Anyway, these guys are playing on Medusa, and it's the three-position, three-player map that is one of the newer maps of the MSL. And see, obviously, the red Terran in the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock position. And in the 3 o'clock position, you have Cal. And Cal, I honestly kind of expect Cal to win this match. After watching his display of skill in the first, I just think that he's really warmed up already. C, on the other hand, I'm not so sure he is. A lot of people wouldn't necessarily mention that, the fact of being warmed up and having played matches. Quick refinery, by the way, for C. I don't know if it was any quicker, particularly than the barracks, but it seemed to be pretty fast. Either way, a lot of people may not put thought to being warmed up, but if you've ever played yourself, the first couple games you kind of get back into the swing of things, even if you're playing all the time. Once you get back in the swing of things, all of a sudden, like 5 games later, you're hot. You know, you're smoking. Everything that you're doing is just flying off the handle left and right. And C actually doing a very good job, and apparently Cal doing the same. Every player these days are putting out these scouting pylons out to make sure that they're not getting cheesed, because it's happened a lot. It's happened to July, most notably from Much, when Much tried to cannon him in. I think Much ended up winning that match for that matter, so I mean it obviously paid off to a degree. I've seen plenty Terrans try to build barracks back there, and I don't know who, I can't remember off the top of my head who else has gotten cheese, but quite a few have, and, which surprises me that, what the hell are those? Those are tomatoes from, I hope they're throwing him at C for his sweaty freaking hands that he keeps wiping all over that handkerchief. But yeah, so players are a lot more cautious now after they've seen how many really have taken advantage, and I can't believe how many players have let it happen. You know, the first thing I would do when playing this map after the first game, after I saw how the map is laid out, I'd constantly have something there. I would waste a freaking SCV in the beginning of the match if I had to, and have a scout there, because I can't imagine letting that stay unscouted. That's just absurd to me. Anyway, the fact of the matter remains that both of these players have protected themselves against that, so we won't be seeing that in this match, at least not this early. Again, it also plays into drops, because you can sneak a drop up there, especially a couple of tanks if you're Terran, and really take a lot of minerals out from a Protoss player, or whatever. Starport going, as I say that, a starport going up for C, and I'm wondering if he's going to do just that. Drop some vultures behind the line, and or tanks. He does have a machine shop, and get some attacks in on that. And it looks like he's not going to be able to find out if there's a pylon blocking up there, but he can actually sneak in from the other way if the buildings do permiss, which they might. I'm not really sure. I don't know if permiss is a word, by the way. And it looks like there's probably sufficient protection for him anyway. A lot of Marines coming out, so maybe it's going to be a Marine drop back there. I mean, or maybe that's just front door protection. And a tank coming out after all. It looks like Siege Tech is probably going to be what's being researched. And it's a pretty lifelike drawing. Hey, that's almost English, but no, I think it's German. Ich whoosh yet, I can't speak. I can't speak that. So, and here we have C pushing forward with, oh man, a ton of Marines, 6 or 7 Marines, and he's going to push back Cal pretty well, but Cal going to decide to push forward at this point, and oh, his tank actually almost going down, but Cal kind of getting a little careless there and going right back after the Marines. But really, Dragoons are not effective against Marines, especially early on, for the simple reason that it takes 4 hits to kill them, even though Dragoons do 20 damage. That's because they're small units versus a medium or large. Dragoons might actually be a large unit, and that being the case, Dragoons just take forever. They take 4 shots to kill a Marine, much like they do against SCVs. If you've ever watched a scouting SCV, it takes about 1,000 shots for a Dragoon to kill one. And that dropship coming out now, so it looks like C is going to try to take advantage of that cliff. But what he's going to find is both the scouting pylon and and DTs potentially. He's also going to find not just the scouting pylon, but the Nexus up there, and so he won't be able to do all that much damage, I don't think, with his this attack that he's trying. I think he would have been better off going a straight build, pushing forward tanks and vultures. You know, basically what I think that he kind of rushed the tech to go for a drop, and I don't think it's going to pay off, especially with the DT build that Cal has. That DT going to head for C's base, but he's probably going to pull it back to deal with whatever's coming out behind him. And Vulture's out now, and that Spider Mine almost being effective, but not quite. And yeah, so it's going to be 2 Vultures and a tank. He's going to be able to Spider Mine up a little bit, but you got a siege up. Oh, he probably doesn't have siege tech quite yet, and those goons in already. But C, for some reason, not putting down enough Spider Mines, and almost losing the dropship and the tank and the bolt. Oh man, that was bad for C. C is very behind at this point. He lost a dropship, a tank, 2 vultures, and did no damage but take out maybe 1 dragoon. And now DTs are out, and C knows that, but C's probably going to have to worry about getting some quick defense up in terms of vision against DTs. Basically, he's got some spider mines, but some clever play by, especially with that dropship that's sure to come out, some clever play by Cal is probably going to make that very difficult for him. And there we see the first expansion, and Cal getting prepared for a second expansion at the same time, and the Terran player C also having his first expansion ready, although he's got a gas expansion, whereas Cal only has the basic expansion. And there we see C with this vulture behind his minerals as well, and there's a drop shuttle heading off to C's base. I don't know if he put DTs in there already. I'm assuming he has, because the drop shuttle is not stopping anywhere else. But we won't be sure until he drops something. But there's some spider mines out around his base, and some turrets, so it is going to be tough for the shuttle to really do much. And those turrets are going to have vision, mostly because, and there goes the DTs going right after that turret. But he's got another turret close enough in proximity, and spider mines coming off those vultures that he should be okay. And it looks like a spider mine is going to take out one of the DTs early, so the harass is going to be pretty ineffective for Cal, and losing a drop shuttle and at least 1 DT, possibly 2, is going to be pretty troublesome for him, and pretty much even out. And again, not doing too much damage, taking out a couple SCVs, and that's about it really. Maybe a vulture. I didn't even see if he got that much taken out. But that DT is going to circulate the base a little bit and circumvent the defenses to take out a couple more units, an SCV building factory, and potentially some more. He's got to get some more vultures out with spider mines to take care of that DT. Otherwise, believe it or not, 1 DT can wreak a little bit of havoc there. Especially, if he was able to take out that front line and attack from the front and the back at the same time, C would have been in a lot of trouble. Looks like that tank was weakened up pretty good too, so 1 more shot and he could have been in Fat City. I've never used that expression before, but it seems appropriate. And now we see the second expansion going up for Cal, and he's got both a mineral only and the gas expansion. But I guess Protoss can do pretty good without a gas expansion and just have the mineral expansion. So I wouldn't say he's necessarily behind C, although he is probably right now. He is until that second expansion is up and running. Although I think it just started getting up and running. So economically, he's even, and you know, kind of poised to pull ahead a little bit. Another drop shuttle coming in, and that's going to be spotted by C, and the drop ship is going to be spotted for that matter as well. But it looks like that drop shuttle is going to proceed anyway, and a spider mine hanging out in the back there, not going to be able to do any damage, and a Reaver coming out. So a little bit of a surprise there, taking out a good amount of SCVs, and at the same time doing a little damage to a tank there. It looks like that Reaver might get pushed back for now, and then we see the Dragoons prepared for the drop from C. So Cal doing a really good job of paying attention to everything going on, taking out some SCVs and some units. Ooh, another tank going down, but that drop shuttle coming very close to going down itself. And that dropship is getting turned back for C as he realizes that Cal is more than prepared to deal with that. A couple of Marines looking to take out that dropship as soon as drop shuttle as soon as possible, having one Reaver in there. But it looks like Cal